20 to 25% of the actual budget gets spent on the cost of actually running the campaign, of actually buying the media. What programmatic trading hopes to do is to cut that out, just become a lot more efficient. So it has been proven. It's been, as I said, you know, it was originally something like 5%. It's moving up to 20-25%, and it's been proven to work. I suppose the main difference, apart from just driving efficiencies with programmatic trading, is the shift away from buying placements to buying audience. So you're looking more at that individual user as they're going online and following them and making the ads more relevant to them, which of course should make your advertising money better spent. But once you start targeting an individual as opposed to just buying, you know, a placement on a cost per thousand, there's a lot of other different things that come into play. I mean, more than likely everyone here is familiar with the different privacy laws, the different EU directives that have come out. We're a Dutch company, so for the want of, for good, bad, or otherwise, we're sort of at the forefront of doing that, because the laws in the Netherlands are very different from what they've been in the rest around Europe. But also you've got to take into account, you know, there is more of awareness in the general public about cookie-based targeting and what it means, but not actually what it does mean, and how it goes about doing it. You know, that there's this sort of sense of privacy. Is their privacy being invaded or not? And the industry probably has to do a lot more about communicating that to the general public. But also it's how you go about choosing which audience or which person, which individual you're going to track. So what different types of targeting models you can use. If you've got an inventory pool of billions and billions and billions of impressions just in the UK alone every month, how do you decide what's relevant to you? And it's sort of just to break those down and using different types of targeting to be able to do that. So it's all about the individual. And I think this just sort of labors the last point. If you've got massive amounts of inventory, how do you decide what you're buying and for who? When we talk about using various different technology and different targeting methods that are there, so if you take your standard business guy, you know, traditionally you would have bought this guy on, I don't know, FT, Daily Telegraph Finance section, you might have found directors.com, wherever it might be. That guy does go elsewhere, obviously. He will look at YouTube clips, he will have a Facebook account, he may look at various other different news sites. And it's really to figure out the journey of that user and how you can target it and make it relevant to him.
What we feel is going to be the new buzzword for the coming year is programmatic premium. Programmatic can also be referred to as automated or even real-time bidding, so it's interchangeable. We think programmatic is going to be the common word in this, so we also placed it before programmatic premium. The industry has been trying to get the brand dollars online into programmatic buying for years now. I think with limited success. What we see now is we see this changing while there is becoming more publishers and more standards coming into the programmatic business. We've seen in the last couple of months come rich media like video. YouTube, for example, is one of the biggest examples, but also homepage takeovers, floor ads. Everything that we are able to standardize is also be able to programmatically exchange. Efficiency was in one of the slides from Mike. I think it's the biggest benefit of programmatic as a whole, so not just premium, but also buying, programmatic reserve, a couple of terms that you see. It's all about gaining a more efficient workflow, cutting down the 50% that we spend just on getting a campaign live down to 10, maybe 15%. In performance is that we look at impressions, clicks, conversions, and those are the metrics that we use to decide whether a campaign was good or not. If you look at branding, it needs a completely different mindset, different metrics to see if it was worth. It's looking at, did I reach my audience? If I reached them, how long was I on the page? How long did my user see me, if he saw me at all? I think this is much more important to see if somebody clicked, or if I served 1 million impressions, or maybe if I had 3 conversions. So I think we also need new currency to be able to get more premium and more branding budgets online. What we're looking at here is a dashboard which collects more statistics on time on page and ad exposure, something that you are used to from, for example, Google Analytics. So it's beyond just the impression. Was my impression visible? And if so, how long was it visible in total? If you're looking at conversion attribution, for example, a lot of people out there say, well, there were 6 impressions before my conversion, so I'm going to attribute a certain amount of money to those impressions, without knowing whether those impressions were in view at all. Maybe 5 of those 6 impressions were never viewable because they were either below the fold or they were in view, but somebody scrolled down the page. I think this is really important to define whether or not there was a branding impact for your brand when spending all these dollars online.